Welcome to another training vlog here. First day is Monday at Mountainside Fitness. We have power snatch plus 2 snatches, which didn't feel the greatest, I'll tell you. You'll see here I do 111. I just can't power snatch it. It's just too heavy for me at the night. And this is after a long work day, 7 to 7 work day. So as you know, it is what it is, but just wasn't feeling up for the 111 kilo power snatch. But regardless, we kind of powered through. My last one, I went down to 102. Anyway, today I want to talk about why you should be including plyometrics in your training regimen as an Olympic weightlifter. One of the main reasons I like to use plyometrics in my training regimen and with anybody that I coach is purely for motor unit recruitment speed. Generally, with Olympic weightlifting, you're going to get a fast motor unit recruitment speed regardless because it's a very powerful dynamic movement, but you're never going to get that motor unit recruitment like you're going to get with just a body weight plyometric. There is some inherent value when it comes to producing force at a really fast rate with just your body weight, and that's what we often call rate of force production. So rate of force development or rate of force production is going to be inherently valuable to you as a weightlifter when it comes to producing force at a very, very fast rate for heavy lifts. The faster you can recruit motor units and the faster you can get them all working means the more motor fibers you're going to be able to recruit and get those to produce force, which will always be valuable when it comes to the sport of Olympic weightlifting. Our next one's going to be producing a faster stretch reflex cycle. If you don't know what the stretch reflex cycle is, watch anybody when they bounce out of a clean. What tends to happen is the muscle's going to act like a rubber band, right? You're going to pull it really hard, and then what's going to happen is that the potential energy that you have stored inside of the rubber band is going to be reversed back into kinetic energy. Rubber band rebounds back. It is the same thing as your quadriceps muscle. As you hit the bottom of a squat with the deep knee flex, the quadricep acts as that rubber band and gets pulled really hard and stores potential energy that then is reversed to stand up the front squat or the clean as kinetic energy. So when we're completing plyometrics, such as a drop jump where you absorb your body weight and then jump back up, you are training your body how to use that potential energy that you've stored in the muscle to a much greater degree and coordinating those motor units and muscle fibers to produce that energy and force very, very quickly. Now we have moved on to our back squats for the night. This was a 6 set of 3 at 211 kilos or 465 because I didn't have kilo plates here. This one definitely tanked me out for the week. It was a very tough back squat workout, and like I said, it tanked me out for the week until probably about Friday or Saturday. So much so that I actually did not perform my Thursday workout. Of course, I'm not 100% sure if it was just the squats that tanked me out. It could be a combination of just all my general life stresses of working 40 hours a week, trying to perform online with the YouTube videos and staying on top of things like that. And then I'm actually getting married next Friday, so that has been a stressor in my life as well, for the good reason. Definitely not bad at all, but it's just been kind of there. So on the back of my mind, like, of course, I'm getting married Friday. Like, that's kind of a big deal in your life, right? So finishing our discussion on plyometrics, another reason why you need to include plyometrics is increasing the elasticity of your muscles and their ability to hold that potential energy that we were talking about. The more elastic your muscles are, the more that stretch reflex cycle you're going to be getting. Another reason why is that increased rate of force production that we're talking about. Your ability to produce force at a much faster rate is only going to benefit you more, especially when it comes to Olympic weightlifting and in sports performance too as well. And not even whenever you're older in life and, you know, when you're falling or something, your ability to produce force is going to be able to help you to stay in the right position. Also, another good way is increasing your rate of ability to stabilize a joint. When it comes to sports or any athletic endeavors, the ability to stabilize a joint is going to help you out to a much greater degree. Only because in order to produce force, you have to have a certain amount of stability within a joint so that it can relay the force that it's producing from the muscles through to the ground or to the barbell or whatever that may be. On to our Tuesday session. Here we have block power snatch for triples and block power clean twice and a jerk, if I remember that correctly. I'm really trying to remember this because this is Saturday. It's crazy how fast the week flies and you forget what you did on Monday and Tuesday. But here's a little side view of what we got going on. Felt good. I went down to 90 for another set. Gave myself a little bit of extra work, and here we are starting out with our power clean. My last and most important reason why I think every weightlifter should be doing plyometrics, truly every single person in the world should be doing plyometrics, is because it's just a lot of fun. A lot of people in Olympic weightlifting are prior athletes, whether that be football, baseball, softball, volleyball, whatever your choice of it is. And plyometrics are just a fun way to feel explosive, to feel athletic, as much as, you know, we're athletes as Olympic weightlifters, and some of us aren't, that's for sure. It's always fun to feel like an athlete, to move like an athlete, to move quickly, to jump, sprint, change direction quickly. I personally love it. And it's really a great way to mitigate the same monotonous training that is with Olympic weightlifting. It's snatch, clean and jerk, it's squats, it's pulls. It gets to be very monotonous after a while, so including some jumps in your training is going to spice things up and keep it fun for you. I know it has for me over time, so be sure to add those plyometrics to your training. When you're not in a peak, you might be able to get away with doing some in a peak, but when you're peaking for a competition, I find it sometimes just kind of wastes your energy for those really heavy and intense days as you lead to a competition. So be sure to include those plyometrics. So of course, like I said, next week I am getting married, so the training vlog will be definitely a lot shorter. I'm gonna have to front load a lot of my week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because we're going to Sedona up here in Arizona for our marriage. So I'm very excited for that. It's a blessing that I've, you know, found the one in my life that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I'm very, very happy for that. But enough of the talk about marriage. I know you guys come here for the training vlogs and the training information. So we're doing some medium grip RDLs here at 130. Definitely felt a lot heavier than I was expecting after those squats from yesterday. But hitting those hamstrings, getting that eccentric load on the hammies. One of my favorite exercises for the hamstrings, building that eccentric strength of the hamstrings. Not even the hamstring strength, but also that isometric lower back strength. I feel RDLs are a very underrated exercise. People don't do them heavy enough, or they also don't do them enough in their training in order to get that isometric stabilization in the lower back. One of my other favorite exercise for the back is the seal row. Man, I just absolutely love this exercise. If you guys don't have a seal row in your gym, that really sucks, but you should definitely learn how to set it up so that you can get some benefits of this. And I did some pro 90-90 external rotation. Friday evening training. Meet me at the bar. Hit it in the bar. So here it is after work on Friday, third session of the week. I kind of combined my Thursday and Friday session into this one. Definitely felt a-okay. Power cleans were feeling pretty darn heavy, that's for sure. Especially from the floor. I had to go up to like 85% or something, so it was 138 kilos. Much heavier than I was hoping for and what I was expecting. A little forward. It's all right. Keep back, keep back. I don't even know what I said there. Kick back, whatever that was. Anyway, this was a 5x3, no contact, no foot snatch at like 165 pounds. One out there will find me. Letting my inner Green Day come out. That was a song that was playing. I didn't use my mic much this week besides this Friday evening. Like I said, I just tend to feel like I force myself to talk. Whenever I wear the mic, sometimes it just doesn't come out naturally. I've decided just not to wear it sometimes. And then sometimes you get in those crowded gyms and I don't like talking to myself and people are like, what's going on with this guy? But I'll have to get over that. Snatch triples into a superset. Power clean, clean, jerk. As you can see, that is a new world record attempt that I made up. That is a no foot, no contact snatch triple into a power clean, clean jerk at 165 pounds or 75 kilos. So I guarantee you've never seen that done. So I'm taking that as a world record. I now own a world record in your face. But working up to a smooth 305 pounds, about 138, 139 kilos. These, like I said, felt drastically heavier than what they should have. A little shaky on some of the jerks for some reason. Usually I'm never shaky on jerks. I can usually always smoke a jerk, but for some reason the jerk was kind of funky. Just didn't think I was getting a good dip and drive, getting my head through all the way, and I was just a little bit shaky. One of the main cues that I like to use a lot with my split jerks is thinking about getting my front foot out there. I was often told when I was first lifting that if you feel like you're stepping out really far, that's probably a good thing, and you can probably step out even a little further. Oh, As you can tell, I wasn't too happy with this weight. Yeah, see, real shaky on that jerk there. Another thing that kind of tends to mess me up a lot in my jerk is during my dip, if my chest collapses, and it'll allow that bar to kind of roll forward just a little bit during that dip. And then when you drive, you're already displaced forward a little bit, and you got to end up chasing that barbell out front. So that's where having a really smooth, straight, down and up dip and drive is going to benefit you the most. It's not going to make you chase that bar out forward. That's why you see sometimes people are taking like 4 and 5 steps forward just to chase a jerk out, or the worst case scenario is that they just completely miss. Last exercise was a 4x4 snatch high pull, but I only did 2 sets of 4. I was just really fatigued. I felt very drained, so I figured it'd be better just to cut these a little short, get the good rest tonight, and then prepare for our heavy Saturday that we have coming up here. So this was a pretty good Saturday. I really enjoyed the 85%-ish lifting and the snatch and clean and jerk. What I found that's really nice is that it's been a while since I've hit about 80-85%. And when you can come back and kind of hit your 80-85% numbers pretty comfortably, that's probably a good sign that the training's paying off and that you're going to be hitting some big numbers here in the future with the programming. So some triples leading up at 100, 110, and then a triple here at 120, which it all felt good. The technique was a little wonky. Here you'll see on my last 3 sets of doubles at 125, but it's as to be expected, right? When you haven't hit 85% for, I think it's probably been like 4 or 5 weeks or so, when it comes back to hitting those, it takes a little bit to get used to. But the fact is, you know, if you hit the 85%, you're not missing. You know, you're getting in a good, you're hitting your good positions. That's a really good thing. So after our snatches here, we hit some clean and jerks. I had 6 singles at 85%, which would be 160. I'm starting to base my snatches off 150 and my clean and jerks off 190 because I think that's where I should be by December. There's some numbers that I would love to hit here at the American Open Finals. So that's what I'm basing a lot of my weights off, to push myself to be that way. So 150 kilos here on the warm-up sets. Felt good. I will say the cleans, this felt kind of sluggish and slow off the floor. And even the jerks didn't feel the absolute greatest. But that's kind of what you get here in this strength cycle. Whenever you're doing a lot more strength training, focusing all your efforts there. Some of these heavier lifts just kind of feel sluggish and slow and not as strong. But that's as to be expected when you're putting a lot of your efforts into the strength training themselves. So during your cycles, whenever you're doing strength training, whether that be squats, pulls, things like that, if you're having some okay days with your lifts, they don't feel right, they don't feel 100%, that's to be expected, okay? You're not going to have perfect days of the lifts when you're not training just the lifts, such as the clean and jerk and the snatch. It's very common to have those kind of mediocre days. I think this was the 4th clean and jerk, so there's 3 more remaining. Not bad jerk. After we did some clean pulls with some box jumps, a little French contrast training. If you've never heard of the French contrast training, what that's going to be is you'll do a heavier lift that's kind of more quad-based, jump-based type deal. So it's things like a clean pull, a front squat, a back squat, things of that nature. And the idea is that you're potentiating the motor units that you have to contract quickly and to produce force, so that you're building up that motor unit potentiation that we talked about earlier with the plyometrics. And then you take it to a bodyweight exercise. So you've already kind of primed these motor units to fire, because they're recruiting more motor or more fibers for more force development. And then you carry that over to a bodyweight movement so that the motor units recruit those muscle fibers quickly, as in during a plyometric, such as a jump. Now, of course, it doesn't have to just be with weightlifting movements. I've seen a lot of throwers use it for their training as well, where they would do like a heavy bench press. So they'd have that motor unit potentiation there, and then they'd go over to like a med ball chest pass into a wall for explosive power. So there's all sorts of different ways you can use the French contrast training. So I recommend using it to some degree. Here was the clean pulls, and here was the jumps that we did. After each set, I did 3 jumps like this to the box. Clean pulls was a 3x3 at 200 kilograms. 105%. Hopefully we'll clean and jerk 200 kilograms within a couple of years or so. That'd be the idea, right? So last set here, it was heavy, so I made sure we got the most out of it by doing a real slow eccentric. So thanks for watching this week's training vlog. I appreciate it, and hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Oh, sorry, I did not know I forgot my lateral jumps to box reactive. dropping down, landing, and then producing that force back. Just another thing about those plyometrics I was talking about. Love plyometrics.